Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is another game taken from the Set 10 Revival. In this game we're going to look at a headliner that I haven't featured before, and that is Bard, the headliner. This is going to be Bard and the Doots of Doom in this game as we put this team together that's, kind of a Bard-focused game. Well, our initial encounter here is with Ezreal. I've said before I don't particularly like this, although to be fair, most of the encounters I don't like very much. Most of them do end up giving just crazy amounts of loot to the player. This is not my least favorite one, but it definitely accelerates the pace of the game and results in everybody just having way more economy than they would normally. It's an interesting initial drop from the minion round, an Echo and a Misfortune. As soon as I see them, my immediate thought is, I think I should try to play Superfan's Misfortune here. The other alternative could have been looking to play into True Damage. That's also a possibility. But these are two of the key units that you need to have if you're going to play the Superfan's Misfortune build. And I even have a Quirky in the shop as well. So I'm already in good position, like right out of the gate, to play this particular setup. This is a team composition that I call it Superfans MF. I've heard it called different things otherwise. But it basically is, you play the standard Superfans board. That is, you play the Kennen, the Lilia, the Nico, and the Echo. Now, technically, Echo doesn't have Superfan's trait, but he's almost always played with those other three. And then you try to get a Misfortune headliner, and then you pair together with Kaisa for your other big shot unit, because Kaisa gives a KDA trait with the Lilia and the Nico. And then Bard is your other unit in. So it's 7 units when played together. You actually make 7 traits while playing those 7 units. And the goal is to try to 3-star Misfortune, Echo, and Nico. And if you can hit all those units, then you have a pretty strong board. You can also try to 3-star Bard and the Kaisa as well, but typically they are not as crucial to the team composition. All right, as far as our initial augment here, I'm looking at the different choices. This is a gold augment, not some crazy prismatic nonsense, and I can take good old Epoch now and at the start of every stage, gain 4 XP and 2 rerolls. You can also save the rerolls, and that's exactly what I intend on doing here. No intention on using these until I have to, because what I want to do on this build is I want to roll on level 7. I don't really want to be rolling here on level 2, or here on level 4, excuse me. So I'll just stick various item components. Unfortunately, there's not really any items that I can slam that I would want to make in this team composition, and we will save the rerolls until later. I've mentioned in some other videos that this augment, when it first came out, initially it was 6 XP and 3 rerolls every time that you got the benefit, which is the start of each stage. That has been downgraded over time to 4 XP and 2 rerolls. It was very overpowered when it initially came out. Now it's just kind of like a standard gold augment. It's nothing special. It's one of the more generic augments that you can get, but it provides some additional economy, and it's always nice when the first augment is econ focused. It's just kind of inherently superior. If you're gonna get an econ augment and 2 combat augments, you want the econ augment to be first, and then the 2 combat augments to be last. And so it's always nice when you can get that initial one here. Note, by the way, that I still do not have a headliner. And by the way, you can see my mouse cursor kind of jumping around there. I did think about playing into True Damage, and that's about the only team composition that I have not had a chance to play and get footage of here. Like all the main team compositions in set 10, I feel like I've kind of played all of them, with the exception of a True Damage team composition. I have not gotten a really good True Damage team composition just yet, and I don't think I'm going to get one before the end of this set, because set 15 will be on PBE pretty soon. So I don't think that I'm going to hit that one before the set revival comes to a close. Maybe I'll be surprised. We'll see how much of this I end up playing, but I've already played a ton of the set revival, and I'm not sure that I'm going to end up playing enough to hit that one. But as I said, I think I've hit just about all the other team compositions, so I have been on the lookout for a good True Damage one. It's definitely one of the weaker traits here in the set revival. You see, I can't overcome this Cassante headliner there at the start of that fight. Couldn't overcome that one. It's definitely underpowered. You need to have a very specific window to play it. You need to have like an immediate Yasuo headliner plus like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 other Yasuos and the items that Yasuo needs to carry, or alternately hit a very early Senna True Damage headliner. That also will work. But yeah, it can be strong. I've certainly had people run me over with true damage team compositions, but the windows to play it are pretty narrow, and you really cannot force it. I do get a bit of good luck here. I do find a Bard, so that's nice. Now Bard can be the next unit in. The unit that I need the most right now is Nico, because Nico would help me anchor my front line. It would also allow me, if I can find a Kaisa, I could drop Corki and play Kaisa, and that would get me KDA traits. So I'd really like to find that. At the moment, all my units are 1 stars, which is, not great. I haven't found the Kennen yet. I just have the 1 Lilia. I found the Echo and the Misfortune on the first minion round. I have not found a lot to build around them. The one piece of good news is the very fact that I'm not finding these units is actually helping my econ out a good bit. I'm already level 420 gold. So remember, this is not me being level, not me being level 3 20 gold, it's level 4. I did level initially to level 4. That wasn't enough to stop me from losing 2 out of 3 rounds, but it did help out a bit. Anyway, so the other nice thing is I do get increased carousel priority here, so I can figure out what exactly I want to make. I'm looking at the different options here. There's always the possibility just to take another Misfortune, and I could potentially try to get that. But I end up going... Oh, I do end up taking the Misfortune, yeah. And I'm kind of glad I did, because I remember I need to get 9 Misfortunes to make this game happen. And that also allows me to make a Gargoyle Stone Plate. So I thought that that made the most sense. Now if I get lucky and just find one other Misfortune, then I'll already have the 2-star unit. And I'm hoping that maybe I'll get a little bit lucky and hit an early version of the 2-star unit. But it gives me the unit that's intended to be the main carry in this composition, and it allows me to make a useful frontline item. So sounds good to me. And now we'll put the Bard on the board. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move the tier over to... I guess I kept it on Corki. I thought about putting it on Bard. Ended up keeping it on Corki. So here's my amazing board of 1-star units. 1-star everything. As I said, I'm not exactly hitting the unit super hard thus far. But what is it? I found after that initial minion round drop where I got the Echo and the Misfortune, I have found a grand total of 1 Lilia, 1 Bard, and 1 Corki. So yeah, this early game definitely could have gone a little bit better. I'm also a little concerned about this board. It looks like this person might be trying to play the same team composition, but I believe they end up going in a different direction if I remember correctly. I'm not exactly sure because like they have the early MF and they have the early Bard over there as well. By the way, I still don't have a headliner. Yeah, and I really don't like doing this. Like, not having a headliner is not good, but I just haven't found any that meet the board. I could have just bought the Nami and played it for, like, 1 round, because the Nami would definitely be better than the Bard. I guess I probably should have done that, because it wasn't going to cost me an income breakpoint. Just, like, play the Nami for 1 round and then sell it. But I kept hoping that I would see a headliner I wanted, and then I do. And then I do, because I hit the Jazz Bard headliner. Now, the headliner I most want for this team composition is a Jazz Misfortune headliner, but the Bard headliner is not bad. By the way, my past self is highlighting what Bard does. So Bard is kind of weird. He plays a 4-note tune when he uses his ability. Using 3 notes, he can deal damage, he can heal the lowest health ally, or he can drop 1 gold coin. The gold coin is only 1% odds for him to do it, but he does fire off 4 Doots, which is what his little horn toots are officially called Doots. He fires off 4 of them each time he uses his ability. So I guess it's 1% times 4, or 0.99% times to the 4th power. Whatever the inverse of that is what the odds are that you're going to get at least 1 gold coin. So that's his ability. Now the Headliner Bard has a special ability. Every time that he casts, he gains additional Doots, and that stacks up permanently. Every 8 casts, he gets another Doot. So after he casts 8 times, instead of shooting 4 of them, he'll shoot out 5 of them. And then that'll keep stacking up over time. So this is, in theory, an infinitely stacking unit. It's actually a really fun headliner to play around because it has that mechanic. I think I only had 1 game ever where I played around the Bard before. It's like, he's not a great unit. He's kind of a support unit to some extent, because sometimes he heals his allies and sometimes he deals damage, but it's still a really fun unit to have. And I've hit this unit early enough. Like, this is about as early as you can realistically hit this unit, and I'm playing like the one team composition you would actually want to play the Bard in, which is the Superfan's Misfortune build. I guess maybe in like a Dazzler, if you can have like a 6 Dazzler team composition, maybe. But oh, look at this, I get the Nico to drop. That is the unit I was most looking for. And then now we're just going to try to 3-star Bard and 3-star... Oh, and then look at this. Oh my god, I'm on 6 Bards already. Oh my goodness. Well, that's fantastic. Items that dropped a little bit less fantastic. because I ended up getting, and by the way, I'm already level 6, 30 gold, so that's really nice. Now, but the reason why that's the case is Ezreal's giving everybody tons of gold right now, so everybody's economy is going to be super accelerated, but I am stacking up those extra rerolls. Now, if I can just find Kai'Sa would give me KDA trait, and then I still need to find the Kennen, because Kennen will get the true damage and guardian traits in. So anyway, I'm definitely hitting some things. The fact that I'm on 6 bards already is really, really nice. So I'm just trying to play around the fact that I have this early bard in. I'm actually going to try to emphasize making items for bard here, because the more bard casts, the more he's going to stack that up. And I really want to get it to the point where he's firing off like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 Doots at a time. He's clearly not there yet. Yeah, but this is in part because my items are a little bit wonky. I made the early Gargoyle Stone Plate, and like I don't want another Gargoyle Stone Plate. That's a little bit wonky. So that's not quite what I'm looking for here. I'm going through the different options. I was like, I guess it's Piercing Lotus. This is gonna, by the way, there's early TF. Why can I when I'm playing Disco? Why can I never get the early TFs? And then it shows up in this game where I don't care about TF. Anyway, so I take this, and the reason for this is I don't have any. I currently have no armor shred in my comp, no magic resistant shred. I also don't have any. I don't have a jeweled gauntlet. I don't have an infinity edge. So this will allow all my abilities to crit, and it also will serve as that magic resistance, armor resistant shred. So it does a lot of good things for my board. Again, I would prefer for there not to be prismatic. Oh, and here I was rolling because I was trying to find Kennen. The reason why is, remember, I need Kennen for Superfan. I'm actually not getting a Superfan item on Bard right now. So I was looking for either Gnar or is preferably Kennen, but if not Kennen, then Gnar. Like, I'm kind of wasting the fact that I'm not getting a Superfan's item at the moment. I was trying to look for that, and you can see I actually put Kennen in the team planner and Kai'Sa because those are the 2 units that I'm still missing at the moment. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can hit those units. But yeah, I'm a little stalled out because my items are a little bit wonky. And I haven't quite hit the like, I obviously would be a lot stronger if Bard was rolling another item here, but not quite. So I did use up some of my rerolls there, and unfortunately I didn't really hit. I mean, I hit the 2-star Echo, which is pretty useful, but yeah, not quite. Anyway, there's Kai'Sa, so that's going to help. Now we get KDA trait in, which is a big deal, and I think this is the best I can do. So I still just need to find the Kennen right now. I can't remember, and I think I decided I would now go to level 7 and roll on level 7. And go from there. So overall, I've lost a little more health than I wanted. I kind of thought that I'd be a little bit stronger than this, given that I have actually lost the last couple rounds in a row right after I hit the Bard Headliner and hit the 2-star Echo. I kind of thought I'd be a little bit stronger. Anyway, I have gotten at least 1 Doot, so now I think Bard shoots out 5 of them when he casts instead of 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, interesting. He only shot the 4th one. I believe that he's supposed to keep firing additional ones each time once he stacks this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, he does get something that infinitely stacks. The finale of Bard. Okay, I have to look at that text again. He definitely gets a stacking bonus after every 8 of his casts, and I've hit the first tier of that. So I'd have to double check. As I said, I think maybe it just makes his last Doot a little bit stronger, and it adds like extra damage to that, as opposed to giving you more and more of them. Maybe I have this slightly wrong. All right, well, I do have to pick out something here, and I was thinking maybe Rageblade from Misfortune, but there was no Rod available. There weren't any champions I wanted, so I decided I would take the sword. I actually do need a lot of swords in this team composition. The sword is going to be nice because I can put it on Bard for Spear of Shojin, and then he'll cast a lot faster, because I'm just trying to get him to cast as much as possible, so he'll keep stacking up that benefit. And then now we're going to go to keep working our way to level 7. And on level 7, we hope that hopefully we find Kennen and go from there. Okay, yeah, I decided that I would put more of the items on the Echo, and then I'll move the bow over to the Bard, because Bard is the unit that I'm playing through at the moment. That is the unit that I actually have as my carry, even though it feels kind of weird. Let's see. The finale. That's it. It's the finale of Bard's cast. So it's only his final cast gets an extra Doot effect. Extra Doot effect each time that he uses his ability. Okay, so he powers up the final cast. So I believe it actually is it actually is a different color. If you look super closely on his 4th cast, he actually is firing off like multiple notes at a time. It's a little hard to see because the animation's not the clearest, but he actually is getting multiple little music notes on the final cast. Now, we're not going to beat this board. This board is 2-starred absolutely everything, and they have a Punk Augment, and they have the +1 team size. So they're hitting about as much as they can with the Punk board, whereas I'm still missing a lot of the pieces here. But I'm slowly starting to get there. As I said, I do think this board will come online over time, and I might as well level, and I might as well just play the extra bard at this point, because there's no point in sitting there so close. And there we go. I decided to roll a little bit more, and then we actually hit the Kennen. And then in addition to that, I also hit another Kaisa. So now this is the core of the board. 3 Jazz, 3 Superfan, 3 KDA, 2 Big Shot, 2 Guardian, 2 Sentinel, and 2 True Damage. And yeah, we should be much stronger now that I have the 2-star Misfortune. So now we're going to stay on level 7 for a while. And we really want to try to hit 3-star MF. Unfortunately, I do not have an MF headliner. So it's going to be a little trickier trying to hit the Misfortune from here, because I have to hit 6 more as opposed to 3 more. But I am on 6 bards, so hopefully I'll be able to hit the bards. I am kind of playing through bard as my main carry at the moment. It's kind of working. It's like sort of working. It wasn't a great stage 3, but I do think that I finally spiked by finding Kennen at the end of it. And I will... Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have just let my Epoch give me the extra XP at the end of the stage, instead of spending gold on getting XP, because I would have gotten 6 XP for free at the start of stage 6. Well, it's not that big of a deal. I will get 2 more additional rerolls, but yeah, we're mostly going to stay here at level 7 and try to finish 2-starring the units on the board, and then 3-star Bard, Misfortune, Nico, Echo, etc., and go from there. Now, in terms of the long-term version of this board does tend to be, it can definitely get outscaled in like high loot, high econ lobbies. That definitely can happen, but it is a reasonably strong board, and there are ways to cap out the board. If you can find Lucian for 4 Jazz, that starts to get really strong. Anyway, there's the Gnasher's Tooth. I'll go ahead and make that, and then I have some other items to make. And I go ahead and make the Infinity Edge on MF, and then there's another Bard, so I only need 2 more Bards. That's nice, and we'll just keep rolling here. All right, 2-star Nico is good. I'm actually going to move our main tank items, and I'm going to go ahead and... Did I go ahead and make... I was thinking about making Spark here, but then I was like, no, I actually need to hold this for a potential Rage Blade. I was going to maybe make Ionic Spark here, but I was like, no, I need the Rod for a Rage Blade on Misfortune, because it's one of her key items. So we end up holding there. And as you can see, I did make the Infinity Edge. Could be, it's a somewhat questionable decision, given that I have Piercing Lotus. Like, it's not bad to make Infinity Edge when you have Piercing Lotus, because the crit synergizes with the critical strike chance on Infinity Edge, but you do waste a little bit of the benefit, because you don't actually need to make IE for your ability to crit. Still, it's not bad. It's not a bad item on Misfortune. I don't really regret making that. And yeah, my board looks pretty strong at the moment, so yeah, feeling pretty good about that. Now we have one more augment here, and I'm looking at the different options. I was like, I think it's health as wealth. The team-wide Omnivamp is quite nice. It'll also give me some more gold if I can hit everything. All right, there's another Bard. I was like, all right, so that actually takes me to 8 Bards. I actually decided, I was like, you know, I'm 1 Bard off. Why don't I just roll for it? So I believe I just roll for it here, if I remember this game correctly. Or did I wait another round? Maybe I waited another round. I should really be patient here, but when you're 1 off hitting a 3-star unit, it's often good to go ahead and make that. I'm also going to go ahead and move the tank items over to Nico. Ideally, Nico is the main tank in this composition, and that's because she gets double the benefit from KDA trait. It's not that Echo is bad or anything like that. It's just that Nico gets, as I said, she's a KDA unit, so she gets double the benefit from standing on a KDA Hex. Although Echo is also perfectly capable of serving as the main tank if you're just hitting more Echoes than Nikos. At the moment, I have 4 Echoes and 3 Nikos. Yeah, look at that. All right, Bard's final dude actually hit like multiple units at a time. Yeah, he's actually doing quite a bit when he gets that last cast off, because he's stacked it up reasonably well now. And yeah, he's doing a good job. Now if I can just 3-star him, I'll be feeling pretty good here. And then I need to hit more Misfortunes. I don't really care about the trying to hit Lilia 3-star or Kaisa 3-star. I want those Bards, and I also want the Misfortunes. And then I've got to go from there. All right, so all there is to do is a roll for it, and then, oh, okay, the early Lucian. Oh, my goodness. Oh, so now I really would like to get that Lucian on the board. Anyway, Bard arrives in very timely fashion. Good job for that. And we're going to, now I have the tough decision of, do I try to stay on level 7, or alternately, do I push to level 8 and play Lucian? And I think for the moment I wanted to stay on level 7, but it actually is a huge spike for the board to get Lucian on there because he is another carry to play through. And it'll also give me 4 Jazz, which is just going to be absolutely massive. That is so many stats I'm going to get if I can get up to the 4 Jazz. So really, really happy about that. And like I said, it's a tough decision, but I do really think I need to hit 3-star MF. So this is a close fight, but it does not look like Bard has... Oh, Bard, do you have this? Oh, the 3-star Karthus narrowly wins. And that's unfortunate because I was on a pretty big win streak right there. I actually thought I would win the round because I had just made 3-star Bard, but no, unfortunately I am not going to win the round there. I am still going to be 3rd pick. I would have been 3rd pick regardless, I think. There's a frying pan, which would be, I'm sure I could use something with that, but I think that gets snapped up instantly. So now I need to think about what I want, and I believe I was hoping the cane would stick around so I can make, well, no, never mind. I was gonna say take the cane to make Rage Blade, but I need the bow. I need a bow, not a rod. So anyway, this is nice. Now I'll be able to make the Rage Blade for Misfortune, and she already has basically 2 of her key items, and then her 3rd one can kind of be whatever. I think Last Whisper would probably be ideal for that last one, but we'll see what she can end up getting. All right, and there we go. There's 2-star. There's another MF, so that gets me to 6. So as I said, I think I stay here for the time being, and I'll just try to do my best from there. All right, so now I did want to get 1 item on Kennen, so he has this bling bonus. That's why you see me moving this stuff around here. And I'm looking around at these other boards, and I was like, wait a minute, what? This person has 2-star Ari? Wait, they have 8 Aris? Wait, what? How do they have 8 Ari? Wait, what? What? That's a 3-star Ari. What the heck? How does this person have a 3-star Ari? How? How do they have a 3-star Ari? It's 4-5. What the heck? What is going on here? Yeah, so they have a 3-star Ari on right after the stage 4 carousel. What? And they're not playing Heartsteel. This is not some Heartsteel nonsense. They just have a 3-star Ari, apparently. So I was like, what the heck is going on? I actually went back after the game was over. I really wish we had replays so I could go back and watch this more closely to see what the heck was going on. But apparently this person naturaled a 2-star Ari on level 7. They just hit the 2-star Ari without even rolling on level 7. Then on level 8, they found 2 more Aris. Excuse me, they had a 2-star Ari for 3. Then they found a 4th one. Then they instantly found the Ari headliner for 7. Then they found an 8th one. And then they had double duplicators. And they used one of the 2 duplicators. They didn't even have to use both of their duplicators, which is insane. Like, they did not even have to use both of their duplicators. They still have a duplicator over there. They basically hit the Ari headliner instantly and naturaled 5 Aris while they were at the beginning of stage 4. Like, what? This has to be like the most absurd high roll of all high rolls for them to just hit all of those Aris naturally. Like I said, they hit the headliner instantly, and then they also hit 5 other Aris and burnt and got 2 duplicators somehow. So I was like, okay. I mean, is the game just like over? It kind of felt like the game was just over already at this point, but there's nothing to do but play on and just hope for the best. The one saving grace is Ari is probably the weakest of the 3-star 4 costs. Her damage is all single target. So if you can put enough like garbage in the front of her casts, you can actually sometimes deal with her. And the other good piece of news is I'm actually hitting pretty well here. I just got the gold payout from the Omnivamp augment that I took earlier. So that was pretty nice. I got another 8 gold there. And I'm on 6 Echoes, 7 Nikos, and 7 MFs. And I hit the early Lucian. And there's another Misfortune here. So I'm actually hitting these units really well as Ezreal continues to give the whole team the whole lobby insane amounts of wealth. All right, so there is the 3-star MF. And now I'm just looking for that last Nico. Like, can I hit the Nico? All right, I do actually hit it. All right, so now we level to 8. And we put in Lucian, and like under any other circumstances, this board would be like by far the strongest in the lobby. Like not even close under normal circumstances. I'd be way stronger than anybody else. But unfortunately, it's not normal circumstances. And yeah, I end up making the Evan Shroud there. The reason being, I don't have a Last Whisper for Misfortune. I need a way to Armor Shred. Misfortune spends a lot of time hitting frontline targets. I realize I have the Lotus to help with that, but I still did want some kind of an Armor Shred. But like I said, under any kind of normal circumstance, my board would be the strongest in the lobby. Like, and it wouldn't be close. But no, now I got to deal with this 3-star Ari nonsense. It's like, are you kidding me? I got to deal with the 3-star Ari. Well, at least I'm getting 4 Jazz with a ton of traits, getting 28% damage amp. Was it? Yeah, 28% damage amp and 14% health, or maybe that's backwards. But yeah. Oh my goodness, this is just so absurd that I have to deal with this. Anyway, so you might think that this player who has the RA, that they would like go into like either a heavy KDA board, or they go into like a 6 Sentinel board. Just the basic idea is when you have this setup, you just want like tons and tons of front line to shove in front of Ari, because she's going to kill everything eventually. You just need to provide front line to protect her. But no, that's actually not what this person's doing. For whatever reason, they're just trying to grab like every single 4-cost unit, and apparently they're just trying to reroll for 3-star 4-costs, like nothing but other 3-star 4-costs. So because the rest of their board is kind of garbage, it actually does create an opportunity. It's like, can we actually beat this 3-star Ari? Yes, apparently. I was like, okay. All right, maybe this game is not just over because someone hit an Ari at stage 4 carousel. Maybe this game is actually winnable from this position. I'm going to at least try. I have to at least try from this position, because this person is playing absurdly greedy. Now, the sad thing is they still have a duplicator. They hit 3-star Ari on 4-5, and they still have a duplicator that they didn't even use. I can't put into words how absurd this is in terms of hitting. Like, but anyway, so yeah, they're just apparently grabbing every single 4-cost that they can, staying over 50 gold, and just slow rolling and trying to grab every 4-cost. And I guess they're going to try to 3-star just like all of the 4-cost units. So hopefully the other players in the lobby will keep taking these out and keep them from hitting these units. My board is looking strong, but now what I need to do is I need to get to level 9, because that's the only realistic place to find more Lucians. I mean, I was super lucky I found a Lucian at 1% odds, but that is not something that's going to be consistent. In order to find more Lucians and 2-star, I really realistically have to be level 9 to do that. And by the way, did we knock somebody out? All right, well, that person's out of the lobby. Cool. The lobby's actually contracting pretty fast here. We're down to only 5 players, and one of them is at 1 HP. Now it's time to look for another unit to play here, and the thing is, there's also a Ziggs here. By the way, I would have definitely taken that Ziggs. Ziggs is also the next unit in. Like, I get to play one more unit on level up. I could play Caitlyn, or I could also play Ziggs, but I think Ziggs is better. Because Ziggs would give me another trait for Jazz value, and he would actually make, no, he gives me 2 traits. He'd give me Hyper Pop and Dazzler traits. So that would give me even better Jazz value. I'd actually, like, right now I have, what, 7 traits in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I have 7 traits in. I'd actually go up to 9 traits if I put Ziggs on the board right now, and he'd just give me another carry to play through. Now, the other thing I have to worry about is people trying to hit 3-star 4-cost. So you might have noticed I just put TF in my team planner. There's someone who's getting really close to 3-star Twisted Fate. It's this person. They have 6 TFs on their board. This 6 disco boards, and I don't want to have to deal with 3-star TF. I've actually had a bunch of games where people hit 3-star Twisted Fate. I think I actually, at one point I saw 3-star Twisted Fate in 3 out of 4 games I played. I think he's one of the strongest 3-star 4-costs. It's just very, very difficult to deal with him if the other team manages to get all those TFs. So I want this person out of the lobby. I don't want to deal with 3-star TF. And them taking TFs out of the pool is not really something I want to experience. I also made sure to grab a Dragon's Claw on that Dragon's Cloak on that carousel, or Dragon's Claw, whatever it's called. The big reason for that is I know I'm going to be dealing with this RE3, and RE3 deals magic damage. If I have a Dragon's Claw or Dragon's Cloak on Nico, she can actually survive a hit or two from the RE and not just instantly wilt. So anyway, I probably should pick up the Kate, because if I don't find Ziggs, then Kate is like the next best unit to play, because she puts Rapid Fire trait in play for Lucian and gives me just like another carry. But I think Ziggs is definitely the better unit, so I really do want to find Ziggs. I'd also really like to win this round, because I am on a big winning streak. I'm on a 4-match win streak. I also narrowly lost that other round before, so otherwise, if I had won that, I would be on like a 10-match winning streak. And now that there's only 4 people in the lobby, you know who you're up against every single round. There's never any guessing when there's only 4 people, because it just goes round robin with the 4 surviving players. So anyway, I'm trying to position here. The key units to kill are the Jinx, and I guess the Twitch. I mean, Vex to some extent too. Problem is, this punk board has just hit like all of their 3-stars, and again, it's a lobby where everybody's getting that extra Ezreal income, so I don't know if I have quite enough here. Come on, Lucian, one more cast? No, not quite enough. Not quite enough, although I do think that 2-star Lucian might be able to beat that board, And can somebody beat that? Can anybody beat the stupid Ari board other than me? I actually beat that board. I want that person out of the lobby before they manage to continue greeting their way up on additional 4-cost units. Like I said, they're trying to 3-star a bunch of 4-cost units. It's actually hard for me even to know what units to take out of the pool because they've got so many units that they're trying to store on there. Like, they don't have any traits in right now. This is a really dumb way to play the game. But they're just trying to be like super duper greedy here. I guess that they seem to think that hitting RE 3-star has made them invincible. They are definitely not invincible. And they're playing a very risky game here instead of just, cashing out their insane luck with an easy win. But in any case, I am up to 7 Echoes. So I'm getting close to Echo 3-star as well, which would also help my board too. Anyway, we'll grab the TF because I need to worry about TF 3-star. I'll put him on the board. He actually gives me Dazzler trait, so he's not a bad unit to put on the board. But then Ziggs shows up, and I was like, all right, well, there we go. There's the Ziggs. That's the unit I wanted. And I actually hit the Ziggs 2-star insanely fast. I mean, like, insanely fast. So at this point, now I'm really just rolling for the Lucian and that last and the remaining Echoes. I had the chance to get an item here, and I end up grabbing the Warmogs, which I don't think is a bad choice. Alternately, I could have taken the, what's it called? Void Staff. It took me a minute to think of what the name was. I also have a decision to make. Is it better for me to put the items that are on Bard over on Ziggs? And I think it actually is, even though Bard is a 3-star unit. I mean, I have a 2-star Ziggs. It's just better to put these items on Ziggs. By the way, we beat the Ari again. Why can't anybody else beat this board? Like, I've beaten this board each time I've hit it, but, like, other people are not beating this board. Problem is, I don't even know, like, which units I should be taking out of the pool, because it's, like, really hard. Really hard to figure that out. But yeah, unfortunately that board just has so much health bank too, because they had the 3-star they had 3-star Ari so early they banked like an insane amount of health. I'm trying to figure out what units to pick up to deny them, like as they try to get close to 3-star 4-cost, but I don't even know what units I should be grabbing here because they're playing so many of them. All right, anyway, we are still rolling here for the final, for what is it, one more Lucian, and I will continue to hold the TFs until that person is eliminated. I hope that that disco player is out of the lobby relatively soon. And I did want to swap these items around, but I ran out of time for it. I want to get the Warmogs on Nico, because I think that I want the Eventroud on, like, not my main tank. Okay, this time we're up against the Disco board, but they have 2-star Sona on their board, and Sona is on the healing and shielding. And, like, look how much attack speed she has. She has double Rage Blade and Red Buff over there. So, yeah, she has a lot of attack speed. And this person's also given TF, Rage Blade, and a Gunblade. So the amount of healing and shielding on this team is just completely absurd. And unfortunately, I do not have a heal cut on my board right now. I don't have a Sunfire. I don't have a Red Buff. I don't have any heal cut on my board. So, like, look at the amount of healing and shielding this team has done. This is absurd. It's like, oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I mean, my MF did 21,000 damage. My Bard did 15,000 damage, and it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. All right, so here I just decide I need to hit the 2-star. I need to hit the 2-star Lucian, and I can no longer rely on Bard being my carry. It's just not enough, because if I lose my next round, I'm going to be out of the lobby. So unfortunately now I really need my board to come together. The good news is I've basically hit everything. I can't really get much stronger here. So I'm trying to move these items around. Again, primary tank items going on the Nico, who is now extremely tanky. And yeah, this is about as strong as I can get. The only other thing I can do is I can hit the Echo 3-star, which would help, which would be a big plus if I could do it. But if I can't beat this punk board right now, then I'm going to be out of the lobby. So it's up to Zig. Wow, Bard. See how many Doots Bard shot out? He shot out like 8 of them at the end there on that last cast. But anyway, I've now got my items on Ziggs. I do need to get some items for Lucian here, and it looks like we've got this. Looks like we outscaled the punk board. They have a lot of 3-stars, but I have a lot of 3-stars. And by the way, Bard is up to 9 Doots now on his last cast. And once again, Ari has beaten the TF board. That person's on 8 TFs right now, so I was like, oh, please no TFs on this carousel. And I actually wanted to lock my shop so I could keep that TF out of their carousel here. So now it's time for me to pick something else. I really should pick the Red Buff because I don't have a heal cut. Is that the item I ended up picking up here? No, I ended up picking up the Gnasher's Tooth, which is a bit of a mistake. I should have picked the Red Buff. It's on a Jin, which even sold for more money as well. I think I forgot that I already had a Gnasher's Tooth on Ziggs. So I end up with double Nashers, which is not really what I'm looking for here. So I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, it's not bad, but the red buff would definitely be better because I don't have a heal cut. I was like, all right, well, I'll continue holding these TFs. I need to try to beat this TF player. Meanwhile, there's still the RA 3-star player just still holding... I can't even tell what units they have on their bench, but I think they're getting close on Viego, I think. And I'm going to be up against them on this round here. So all I can really do is just try to position like away from those units. Again, I don't really even know what units they have on their bench. It's hard to see because there's so many of them and they're all jumbled together back there. But I can't quite tell exactly what they have. Still, if I can win this round, I can maybe try to survive a little bit longer here. I need to try to win, because if this goes to... It looks like I'm actually still stronger than them. Actually winning pretty easily here. And knocked him down to 14 HP. And then now my Ghost looks like they're going to knock out the Disco player here. Now that I've scaled up, the 2-star Zig seems to have made the difference in this fight. Because even though this is a Ghost round, it looks like I'm still beating this board. All right. Yes. And they end up getting knocked out on 8 TFs. Haha. All right. Now as for this other board. Now remember, they still have a duplicator over there. They still have the stupid duplicator over there. And I don't need to take TFs. I'm going to grab the Viego. I think they're really close on the Viego right now. And I think they're close on the Zed as well. But I look over there, I'm like, I think they have 8 Akalis, and they still have that freaking duplicator. They actually have 8 Viegos, 8 Akalis, and they still have that freaking duplicator that they never had to use. So they actually go ahead and make Akali 3-star. So I was like, let's put dummy units in the corner of the board. That's about all I can really do here. Just chuck these units in the corner of the board and just pray that I'm going to be able to win against this board. So yeah, they're desperately trying to put items on Akali at the last second. They don't quite get the right Akali items on, though. So now we have to deal with 3-star Ahri and 3-star Akali. And oh man, this fight is close. The Ahri is down. Now it's just the Akali. Can I get her? Yes! No! 1 health. No! They have 1 health left. Are you kidding me? No! Oh. I beat Ahri 3 and Akali 3 on the same board, and they still have 1 health left. Are you kidding me? And now they finally have time to get their Ahri items lined up, too. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. This person is the luckiest son of a gun I have ever seen to hit Ahri 3-star with no attempt whatsoever. They just had the 3-star forecast gift wrapped to them. And then on top of that, they play like the greediest possible setup you can imagine. By the way, I'm just trying to find the Echo because I don't have enough gold to get to level... I don't have enough econ to get to level 10 here. All right, I actually do hit it, so that's pretty nice here. And out of these items, I was like, I guess I just stuff an item on the Lucian. Although yeah, I'm not exactly sure. And then I'll move some of these items around. And then I'm going to reforge this because I don't need double Nashor's Tooth. And then I was like, can we reforge this as well? The problem is, if you've been watching the interface, you might have noticed they got a ton of gold from the Ezreal encounter. And look, now they have 3-star Akali, 3-star Ahri, 3-star Caitlyn, 3-star Viego. Yeah, I mean, it's not possible. They had so many of those 3-star, so many of those forecasts. They were going to hit something. It's actually still somewhat close, but no. I can't overcome 4 3-star forecasts. 4 of them. I swear to God, this player was so unbelievably lucky. I deserve to win that game. I should have won that game. I cannot believe they survived with 1 HP. I beat Ahri 3 and Akali 3, but they survived with 1 health left. I was like, oh my God, this game was so close. 1 more unit surviving and I win the game, but sometimes you come up short. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. It was a memorable game. Until next time, take care, folks, and I'll see you again soon.